Hi, I'm Scotty Cooper, and you're tuning in to Magic Moments. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the most magical moments of my life, getting engaged. We were having this really big party at my parents' house. It was gonna be my dad's birthday. And I thought it'd be cool to have this event where I end up proposing to Kayla. The part that I think that was pretty amazing was that when we were probably like a year into dating, we were with a bunch of friends and we were talking about like, how would you like to be proposed to? How would you like it? And so when they started talking about this, I kind of perked up and just wanted to hear what Kayla had to say. And she said, what I want is I want my parents there, I want my friends there, and I want it to be this big, big party, but I don't want to know that the party's for me. I said, all right, that's pretty simple. So I just kept that in my memory bank just for when the time came. And so when the time did come, I was like, all right, well, let's figure out how we're gonna do this because her family's all in Hawaii. And how are we gonna get them all here and all our friends here? So I told my parents that this is what we kind of were thinking about doing. They said, great, let's play it up to her that we want a birthday party for my dad. And so we start, kind of planning this party, and it's gonna be this big event. And my mom says to Kayla, hey, you should invite your parents out. Like, we haven't seen them in a long time. It'd be really fun for them to come to the party. And she's like, oh, that's such a great idea. I'll tell them. And then my mom said, and maybe invite some of the other close family just because it would be nice for them all just to hang out and be really fun. And she's like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then she said after that, she's like, you know what? Like, Scotty's inviting some of his friends, like you should invite your friends too. And so of course I told my friends months prior, book flights and come out here. And her one friend, or her two friends, Paige and Tori, was so funny because they booked flights a super long time before, but then they were texting her when it was closer to the party oh, which flight's better? Is it better for me to get picked up from John Wayne Airport or LAX? And doing stuff like that, even though we'd had it planned for a super long time. It was really fun to do. It was hard because she normally we talk about everything and know everything that's going on with each other. And the other kind of little detail like that was I made a Pinterest just so I could follow her Pinterest to see what kind of things she liked in a ring. So there was a couple things. She liked a square diamond with a circle halo around it, and then kind of a split shank thing. And I was just looking at it and I was like, okay. So I took all these pictures to the jeweler and I showed him this is all the things she likes, or at least I think, because I can, if I'm just looking at all her Pinterest posts and I'm just averaging off okay, there's 3 of them like this, there's 4 of them like this. So we try to incorporate everything she had on it. And then we also incorporated the kind of a cool thing that was a little bit different, where we put a cherry blossom on kind of the bottom just to kind of honor her heritage, and to also put in her birthstone as well. It was amazing when the moment came. What I told her was that I want the high of my day every day for the rest of my life being waking up next to you. And it was amazing because my heart was beating out of my chest, and it was such a magical experience. But I was just don't mess up, don't fall or don't faint. And I'm made sure I was hydrated, and I was just it was such it felt pressure, but at the same time it didn't, because I knew this is what was supposed to happen. I knew that this was supposed to be who the person I needed to be with forever. And I just kind of got over it because I knew that this was going to be a magical time. And I think when I finally got down to ask, I barely made the words out because happy tears were coming out, even though she didn't even give me an answer yet. But I was just half crying. And then her answer was full crying. I mean, my joke is that she never said yes. She just said kind of that. And it's a cute picture. But I think the things that made it extra magical was that the attention to detail of things she had said years prior that she had no idea I was listening, I think make the moment magical for all of us, and especially for her. And that's kind of like a thing that's really important to me, is like, how can I make someone else's moment really magical, or our shared moment really magical for them? And so that's kind of the lesson I took from a lot of this, was like, how can I make someone feel so special, just by like listening to little things they told me years before. And I think that if you can find those details about people, and like what it is that they enjoy and what makes them happy and makes them feel magical, then I think that it adds to the experience. And I think that's one of the really cool parts about it. But I do think just that day, the other part that like was amazing for me was just the love we felt on that day. So many people that were there were just telling us how much they love us and care for us. And that was a really nice reminder. I actually have like some videos of it where, you know, we'll watch from time to time, because it's a nice reminder to think of that day, but really to feel the emotion and the love of that day. And I think that when you put all these little things into place, it can do that. And you know, I'm obviously grateful she said yes on that day, but it was a magical day for all of us. So wouldn't you agree, honey?
Huh? Yes.